Hey, I have this segment of the podcast called Show Me the Money. I have a feeling you're not going to answer me, but I have to ask. What's been your biggest exit? What's been your biggest financial exit as an entrepreneur, Brad?
Well, Inman's been a profitable company for 30 years. So,
I
you
guess
know,
no, well,
a friend of mine's Craig Neimark, and I'm not in his league, but he's a dear friend of mine. He started in the Bay Area when I did. And people used to ask Craig, why aren't you selling? Well, Craig gets to exit every day because it's cash flow positive. My dad used to say more bills than this, but I did well with home gain. I did well with my work at Microsoft. I did well.
was home game your biggest exit?
What are you talking about? Financially, spiritually, emotionally?
I mean, yeah, financially, like from an M&A perspective, what's been the biggest financial exit?
Yeah, that was definitely. I got very lucky.
Was it in eight figures or nine figures?
That's none of your business, Chris.
I told you I was going to try. And you also
For a small town boy, I did very well. I'm very lucky.
you were also involved with Curbed, right? Which was acquired by Vox Media.
I was chair of Curbed, and I was an early investor with some really incredible people, and very lucky. And what I'm really lucky is these long-term relationships. I don't know about you, Chris, but everything I do, I always say these are family assets. It's a long-term, and I work with those guys at Curbed, and now they all work at Inman.
There's a lot of people that watch this that I think look at you as like this beacon of light and they want to follow in your
Oh, I
footsteps.
don't know, beacon of light. I've made mistakes, lots of them, son.
Well, I mean, but you've had the sale of home gain. Inman News has been crushing it for a long time. Curbed, Microsoft, and probably a plethora I don't even know about, advisory roles, etc. So with that being said, I'm kind of curious. There's T360, right, which studies all of the,
Great
uh,
group. Really, I love Stefan. He's a super great guy.
yeah, they study, I think he's tracking like 2,000 plus companies or something,
Yeah.
right? In serving the real estate brokerage industry. It seems like, are there any opportunities right now, or is it like actually over, like the market's being overwhelmed and there needs to be consolidation? Like, do you see what's your
There's
opinion?
always consolidation. I know, Chris, you have a big faction here of teams, right?
Yep.
My thesis on themes, whenever there's disruption, there's consolidation. There's consolidation by the old guard.
Mhm.
And we already saw that in real estate prior to this. You saw a lot of brokers who, eked out no margin at all and were acquired by Compass. And some of those sales, best we can get, there wasn't too much consideration given to the owners and companies that you thought might be worth a fortune because there's a gloss over them. So that whole group was suffering. But let's look at teams. I would argue that teams are consolidation at the lowest level of the value chain because of disruption. I, as a single agent, can't afford all this stuff. I can't perform as successfully as I could. I need to merge with other agents. The greatest example in M&A and real estate is teams. That wasn't like, oh, teams are better, or teams good. Teams was a reaction to disruption or a reaction to this layering and layering of the cost on the agent that we just talked about.
Yep.
So that's where I think you see it. I think you also are going to see companies go under. You're going to see what we call acqui-hires. You're going to see .coms go under. You're going to see brokers merge. At the highest level, the big cats, and I only mention Realogy because they're a publicly traded company. We see their balance sheet. We see all their challenges, but there are others. It looks like some are positioned really well. You can't really dig into KW because it's a private company, and Gary's like I am. Remax you can, and Remax looks to be really healthy. So this idea that EXP, it seems, I don't know, they're publicly traded. You can get their balance sheet and their earnings. Then the mid-tier, the big brokers with big warehouse space, maybe this is a gift because they can finally eliminate the cost in their cost structure. Inman went virtual 4 years ago, and freak set of circumstances between Slack and Zoom and everything else. Our productivity went up, our morale went up, and our recruiting was unbelievably easier. And I got rid of Big Bertha copier, and everyone knows, like in an M&A deal, you know what the biggest piece of paper in an M&A deal is? Your damn lease. And next to that is your license with the damn IBM copier and the IT. It was, it's like throwing my Rumba in the swimming pool. and using a broom. That goddamn copier, I want to throw it in a pool. People use it to make copies of their concert tickets, and some old guys, their emails, and some even put their face in it when they're probably on drugs. So getting rid of that and being efficient and lean, I think you're going to see that in real estate, and that might actually save some broker owners. What's harder though, I always said the real estate that they all had was to warehouse bad agents, and that either inefficient or efficient model, that's always the big question. Does that go away?
Yeah.
And that affects consolidation, I think. And then could Agile more? I don't know. It's a big, it's hard to figure this thing out.